WNBA star Brittney Griner has been testifying in a Moscow courtroom. You might recall Griner pleaded guilty after being charged when cannabis oil was found in her luggage. CBC's Abby Kugadassan is tracking this story in London.
The American basketball star has now testified in a Russian courtroom, and she spoke about her 13-hour journey from Arizona to Russia while recovering from COVID-19 in February. She said that she was detained at the Moscow airport after vape canisters with cannabis oil were found in her luggage, but she also explained that her rights were not read to her. She says she was given documents to sign without a lawyer present, and there were hours of proceedings that she did not understand. Her defense team says, yes, she made a mistake because she was packing quickly. They argue she did not have criminal intent and that the cannabis oil was purely for medical purposes, not recreational ones. A doctor testified yesterday on Griner's behalf as well. So explanations in hopes of leniency, but a crisis management consultant, Jonathan Franks, who I spoke to earlier, said never expect leniency from a Russian court.
I expect her to get a 10-year sentence, right? I have personally not experienced a lot of leniency from Russian courts. So what I have noticed is that sometimes Russian lawyers think leniency will come that doesn't exist and never comes, right? So I've not seen leniency being a feature of the Russian court system. I would love to be wrong.
He also said that being a high-profile case is good for her because the White House is keeping an eye on her situation, and not many Americans detained overseas get this type of attention.
And of course, as with so many issues between the U.S. and Russia, Abby, this is not happening in a vacuum. How would you describe the geopolitical cloud that's hanging over this case?
You know, saying Moscow and Washington have a tense relationship is probably putting it mildly. Griner was detained in Moscow just days before the Kremlin launched its invasion of Ukraine. The Americans have since slapped multiple rounds of sanctions on the regime. Now, even though Brittney Griner has pleaded guilty in court, that does not alter how Washington sees the case. The United States says her detention is unlawful, that it's working behind the scenes to secure her release. And we've heard from some American soccer players like Megan Rapinoe, who have called her a political prisoner. Moscow says it's going to wait until the end of the trial before addressing any possible prisoner exchanges with the United States. Washington has yet to comment on that. And we don't know when the trial will come to an end, but we do know if she's found guilty, she faces up to 10 years in prison.
That is CBC's Abby Kugadassan in London.